Hey son, this is Eric Basir with the Black Rhino illustration. I wanted to do a special video about behind the scenes of Kraken. I had a very many ideas that I wanted to put in here, and one of the conventional rules of comic books is no more than 6 panels on a page. So I broke the rule. I did. And I did so on purpose because I want the pacing to go by. I want the pacing to be fast. Yet I want the reader to look at the words and get a sense of feeling from the composition. So let's just break this down a little bit. So I was, this again, as I mentioned in the blog, this was actually my first time putting my illustration skills to use in the Clip Studio Paint comic book interface here. So the frames are loaded in backwards and whatnot. But as you see, I'm opening up here. There's a lot of little elements to this, you know, and if we just turn off a lot of that, you'll see how it was sketched in first. You see, and I actually did this. I actually wrote the script, and then I just drew all the draft elements in, and we have a pretty interesting concept here. I like to do little highlights in darkness. You know, let the readers determine on their own what it is. And these are all allusions to what is going to happen in the graphic novel. Almost sort of like a dream sequence. I was also experimenting with drawing close in, you know, with detail, because I want to be able to make prints of panels, and sometimes when you do a lot of times, frankly, when you do a small panel, you really don't do a lot of detail. But in this case, I did it, and this is a very important element to the story. And you know, here, and I really enjoy emotional close-ups in composition like that. So let's see if I turn off. You can see how I built it up in there. And just all the little panels. I really like Clip Studio Paint. I mean, you make a new panel folder, and it just makes working so much easier, going back and forth. I did a little oil paint type rendering in here. I don't do a lot of that in this graphic novel. So another close up. I love to work on teeth and details like that. They're always kind of fun, and that's the this is how it originally looked. So, and then from the beginning, I always make something called a composition, and you know, I'll just block in some odd shapes, and then from that I'll build something. So it ended up looking like teeth. So I said, man, I'm going to make some teeth. Yeah. It's really for me it's really random. It's really random. And try to make every, like here, this is how that one started out. But you'll see it kind of follows that shape, that pattern. Yeah. And nice. You want to do a couple really contrasty images. See. And sometimes these shapes will inspire you to do something. So here, I kind of drew along all three panels, and then it gave me something to flow with. And the red in here is I don't use any thought balloons. So little cloud balloons. I decided not to. Um, I was really inspired by, and I've mentioned this in other videos, by Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns. He pretty much threw out the thought balloons. So what I did, I took a cue from Superman versus Batman, and they put thought balloons colored not thought balloons colored narration, which implied a character. So each character, if they had a narration box, the color would be based on them. So I think Superman's was red and Batman's was yellow, something like that. And so this particular character, I made it red. You may wonder what all these things are. You're just going to have to keep reading. And then the final page, I won't load it. I'll just go to the preview here. This was basically a full page, and I broke it into 3 panels to give it the effect of motion. I wanted it to feel like it was moving, and it does kind of look like it, but it makes it even more like something is happening in there. Well, I hope you enjoy this, and I really hope that you will support this project. It's a very important project for everybody, for the entire world, and I know you will enjoy it. So get this Mini-Saga number 3 and go to badinsecret.com. Thanks a lot.